Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, everyone. Yes, let me go ahead and quickly introduce myself. Let me quickly go ahead and introduce myself. I am CA Ramesh Soni, and I'll be taking care of your indirect taxes in your taxation paper. You guys have taxation? Yes or no? Yes or no, everyone? Now, taxation 100 marks में से 100 marks में से 40 marks is what? Indirect taxes. We call it indirect taxes, we call it indirect tax law, we call it GST. Right, everyone? So I'll be taking care of the indirect taxes. Now, let's go ahead and start. Everyone over here. First thing first, all of you know about the syllabus of indirect tax laws? Okay. Baba, when you say taxation, when I say taxation, the paper 4, right? Yes or no? Taxation paper 4 for your CA Inter. Now, taxation में you have direct tax and indirect tax. Now, indirect tax for you guys is also, you can also call it GST because for you guys only GST is applicable. Everyone, now, direct tax for your exam is how much? 60 marks. Indirect tax is 40 marks. I'll be taking care of the indirect tax portion. Right, everyone? Now, sir, what are the books you guys have got? The books. You guys would have got a fat book and a very thin book. Right? Sir, we have a very fat book. One is a very super thin book. Now, everyone, the first material which is there, the name of the material is GST total. The first material which you guys have is the GST total material. Everyone have it? Now, the first material is the GST total. Sir, why do we call it total? Because it totally covers everything which is applicable for you guys. For an example, your ICI material has been completely covered. You don't have to go ahead and refer to your ICI material again. It has authors' comments also. It has some examples, some illustrations also. And after every chapter, I have gone ahead and given question answers and MCQs. Everyone, all the questions which are relating to that chapter, which are there in your ICI material, which have come in our previous papers, and which I think are some important questions, I have gone ahead and included them. Along with that, we also have the MCQs which are included. I have gone ahead and included MCQs also in the same book. So once you read a chapter, after reading the chapter, you have the question answer, then you have the MCQs. Are we clear, everyone? So we call it the GST total. Now the second book which you have is the chart book. Now, sir, what is the chart book? It is just the summary material of the 400 pages GST total which you have. Everyone, the GST total book which you have has question answers, text, MCQs, everything, right? The same thing, the textbook basically, I have gone ahead and summarized in 34 pages to be more precise. So in 32, 34 pages, we will be going ahead and we will be able to revise the entire indirect tax for CA Inter. Are we clear, everyone? So once we are done reading the GST total book, you can go ahead and revise the book with the chart book. So chart book is the book which will be required after the classes basically. During the classes also I will be going ahead and using it. But after the classes gets over, whenever you want to revise, you can go ahead and revise by using the chart book. Clear, everyone? Now, so sir, second thing, we have two books. One is the GST total. Other is the chart book. CHART. Are we clear, everyone? Now, sir, can you tell us the book which is there, everyone? The book which I have gone ahead and given to you guys. The book which I have given to you guys is completely amended. Means GST is a new law. Yes or no, everyone? People, it is afternoon time. Be little active, right, everyone? Now, the book which I have given you is the book which is amended till 20th of March. 20th of March. All of you, when are you guys writing the exam? November 21. Now, when you are writing your exam in November 21, all the amendments 6 months prior, any changes which comes will be asked to you guys in the exam. Can you tell me 6 months prior means what, everyone? 6 months prior means what? Sir, up to 30th of April, whatever changes comes, you will be able to, you should be able to, right, basically you are required to update yourself with all the amendments till 30th of April. But sir, you have gone ahead and given the book which is amended till 20th of March. So sir, what about any changes which might come in between? Yes or no? So Baba, if any changes come, when I am going ahead and taking the class for you guys, in the class I will go ahead and tell you that this new change has come, you will have to study. Are we clear, everyone? Can I go ahead? People watching, okay, now everyone over here, by chance, because the batch will get over by 12th of April, by chance 12th of April to 30th of April, by chance any amendment, any changes comes, because you guys are writing in November 21, right everyone? For you guys who are live over here, we will go ahead and provide the amendment material, whatever by chance any changes comes, because I hardly believe that there will be any significant change which will come. But sir, what if it comes? What if it comes? People over here will be providing you the amendment material, right everyone? And also I will go ahead and take a class wherein I will go ahead and update you guys with the change. People watching, you guys can visit my YouTube channel, right everyone, www.rameshsoni.com. From there you can download the amendment material, and the amendment video which is there will be updated on YouTube. You guys can go ahead and see, right everyone? So for the live student, any change, amendment material will be provided, and we will go ahead and take a session, and we'll go ahead and update you guys. For the people watching, for you guys can go to www.rameshsoni.com, and from there, under that you have free resources, and in free resources you will find your amendment material for November 21. CA Inter folder will be there. In that you will find the amendment material. Video will be uploaded on the YouTube channel, right everyone? Now this was relating to your amendments part, right everyone? So sir, first thing first, I have already told you about the taxation. What we will be learning? We will be learning indirect tax, which will be for how many marks? 40 marks, right everyone? Over the next 60 hours around, we will be going ahead and completing. The second thing is book. Baba, both the things, books are very, very important for you guys. The summary module which is there one day before the exam, it will help you a lot. The third thing is amendment. Baba, everyone, amendment for November 21 till 30th April are applicable. But since your book are amended only till 20th March, we are taking the class on 1st of April. Any amendment which comes, I will discuss in between the class. After the class gets over, if by chance any amendment came, I will be going ahead and providing you guys. Don't have to worry at all. Right everyone? Now, sir, anyone who is going ahead and writing their exam in May 22? Baba, if anyone is there, everyone over here, if you are writing your exam in May 22, for you guys, the amendment till 30th of October, 31st of October are applicable. My book which is there is amended only till 20th of March. So in between from here till here, if any amendment comes, Baba, I'll be uploading the amendment video. You guys can go ahead and see on my YouTube channel. Right everyone? People attending over here, we'll go ahead and take a session for you guys, and we'll keep you updated. Are we clear everyone? If anyone is here who is writing in May 22. I don't think so. We have all the students from November 21. So right everyone, this batch will be completely amended. You don't have to worry. Can we go ahead everyone? Now, let's go ahead and start. First thing first, everyone, whenever I go ahead and tell you tax, what do you mean by tax? Baba, I'll be teaching it as if it is the very basic. You guys don't know anything and you have not studied any direct tax also. Have you guys already attended direct tax? Okay, so still I will go ahead and quickly tell it, and then we'll go ahead. What do you mean by tax everyone? Sir, tax is nothing other than it is a compulsory Compulsory payment. Sir, Baba, definitions can be different, but thought should be always same. What do you mean by tax? Sir, is it a voluntary payment or is it a compulsory payment? Compulsory payment. You have to do it to the government. Sir, why is it called tax? Why is it called tax? Sir, compulsorily, one person caught you and he took out money from you. That is also compulsorily you paid him. Correct? Now, why is that not called tax? Because it is not collected under a law. Are you guys able to understand? Tax is always collected under an act. Act or law. So tax, because it is collected under a compulsory payment, you do under an act. What do you mean by act, everyone? People, what do you mean by act? Act means, sir, supposingly I tell you GST. For collecting GST, act is there. For collecting income tax, act is there. So, Baba, tax is always collected under an act. Can I go ahead, everyone? Tax is always collected under an act. Sir, then, to whom do you pay? To the government. Why do you pay it to the government? Why do you pay it to the government? To run the country. Government will provide you what are the things? Infrastructure, healthcare, education, then transportation. So, Baba, so that government can provide you various services like infrastructure, healthcare, education, then healthcare, education, infrastructure, defense, police, yes or no? All these are provided with the money which we go ahead and provide as tax. Can I go ahead, everyone? So what is tax? Tax is nothing other than compulsory payment which you do under an act, and it is to the government to provide you various services like healthcare, infrastructure, education, defense, etc. is provided with the money which is collected as tax. Can I go ahead, everyone? Now, people over here, come to the GST total book. In the GST total book, see, it is applicable for November. It is applicable for November 21 and with amendment, November 20 plus the amendments for the 6 months. That is from 20th of March till 31st of October. You have to study that amendment and then it is applicable for May 22 also. Everyone over here now. The first chapter. What is the name of the first chapter, everyone? GST in India and Introduction. So, what is tax? I have already told you. Can you go ahead and tell me what is the difference between direct tax and indirect tax, everyone? What is direct tax, everyone? Charged on a person. It is charged on the person ka income. It is charged on my income and I only pay it. When it is imposed on me, but I collect from someone else, pay it, that is known as indirect tax. Direct tax imposed on me, payment also by me. Indirect tax imposed on me, but I collect and give it to the government. So it is called indirect tax. Sir, direct tax is a charge which is imposed directly on the taxpayer and paid directly to the government by the person on whom it is imposed. Imposed on me, I only pay it to the government, so it is called direct tax. Sir, the burden of tax cannot be shifted to someone else. I earn salary, I have to pay the tax out of my salary. I earned house rental income, I have to pay the tax out of my pocket only. I can't collect from anyone else and give it to the government. So it is known as what? Direct tax. The pinch is directly to me. Can I go ahead, everyone? Can we go ahead, people? Now, what is indirect tax? Sir, government goes ahead and imposes on me, but I collect and pay to the government. Government imposes on me, but what do? I collect and pay to the government. So, sir, indirect tax are imposed on goods and services, and its incidence is borne by the consumer who ultimately consumes the product or service. It is also called consumption tax. Can I go ahead, everyone? Sir, why consumption tax? Because indirect tax is imposed on what? Imposed on me means my goods and service. And when I sell the goods and service, the ultimate buyer who is there, from him I will take the tax and give it to the government. Everyone here, whenever I will sell one water bottle, supposingly, I will sell the person to whom I am selling the bottle for 20 rupees, might be 2 rupees. I will collect from him and give it to the government. 20 I will keep, 2 rupees I will give to the government. Government has imposed indirect tax on the goods and services. Goods and services. So if I am going ahead and selling some goods, on that goods I will collect and pay it to the government. Can we go ahead, everyone? Next. Sir, what is the direct tax in India? Income tax. Indirect tax, GST and customs. Sir, next, direct tax is progressive in nature. What do you mean by progressive in nature, everyone? As soon as, sir, income increases, you have to pay more tax. The more the income, the more you have to pay tax. Sir, indirect tax is same. Same for everyone. Regressive in nature. Indirect tax is regressive in nature. Why do we call it regressive, everyone? Everyone has to pay the same tax. What do you mean by everyone have to pay the same tax, everyone? A poor person going and eating a dosa will also pay the same amount of tax. A little rich person also eating a dosa will pay the same tax. A super rich person also will pay the same tax. So it is regressive in nature. It is same for all group of people, whether poor, rich, super rich, whatever it is. Can I go ahead, everyone? For rich also, dosa pay tax is 2 rupees. For poor also, it is 2 rupees. For middle class also, it will be 2 rupees. Can I go ahead, everyone? But direct tax, as soon as I start becoming more rich, I have to pay more tax. Can I go ahead, everyone? Next. Sir, what are the various features of indirect tax? What do you mean by features of indirect tax? Sir, characteristics. Can I go ahead, everyone? Number one, it's an important source of revenue to the government. It's an important source of revenue to the government. Sir, indirect taxes are major source of revenue, of tax revenue to the government worldwide, and continue to grow as more countries move to consumption oriented tax regime. What do you mean by consumption oriented tax regime, everyone? Tax will be, sir, consumption based. The more you consume, the more tax. The more people consume goods and service, the more tax government will get. Tell me one thing, indirect tax is borne by whom? Consumer or producer? Consumer. Indirect taxes are always borne by the consumer. Can I go ahead, everyone? Indirect taxes are always borne by the consumer. Baba, the more the number of consumer, the more tax will be collected and the more tax government will get. Can I go ahead, everyone? So it says it's a very important source of revenue. Tell me one thing, can you stay without consuming any goods and service? Baba, everyone needs some or the other goods and service. So the tax base is very wide. Many people might not have income or might have very low income. So direct tax is less. Because if you have low income, low tax you will pay. Correct? Or might be you will not pay any tax only. Basic exemption limit. But indirect tax, everyone will consume goods. Everyone will take some or the other service. And Baba, hence, it is very important source of revenue to the government. More than 50% of the revenue of the government comes from indirect tax. Tax on commodity and service. What do you mean by, everyone, this thing? What do you mean by it's a tax on commodity and service? Baba, indirect tax is what? It is a tax on goods and service, means commodities and services. Are we clear? This is the feature. Can I go ahead, everyone? Let's go ahead. Now, so it says it is levied on commodities at the time of manufacture or purchase or sale or import or export. Hence, it is also known as commodity taxation. It is also levied on the provisioning of service. What do you mean by provisioning of service? Provision of service. Whenever I am going in and providing service is not a good word to use. The better word to use is provisioning of service. Can I go ahead, everyone? Now, sir, shifting of burden. What do you mean by shifting of burden, everyone? Sir, in indirect tax, we go ahead and shift the burden to the ultimate customer. Can I go ahead, everyone? So, shifting of burden happens. It says there is clear shifting of tax burden in respect of indirect tax. For example, GST paid by supplier to goods of the goods is recovered from the buyer by including the tax in the cost of the commodity. Whenever I am selling the goods, I will recover the whatever tax I have paid, I will recover from the ultimate customer. Can I go ahead, everyone? Next, no perception of direct pinching. What do you mean by no perception of direct pinching? Burden is not on the person who is going ahead and selling the goods or service. Burden is on the ultimate customer. The pinch is not on me. The pinch is on the ultimate consumer. It says since the value of indirect tax is generally inbuilt in the price, value of indirect tax is generally inbuilt in the price of the commodities, most of the time the taxpayer pays the same without actually knowing that he is paying the tax. You went to the one shop, he gave you one masala dosa, he took 25 rupees from you. Actually 20 rupees was masala dosa, 5 rupees he took tax also from you. You didn't even come to? No. Generally it doesn't happen. If anyone will swell your dosa, no, he'll give you an invoice. Small invoice at least he'll give, no. You will see 20 rupees and 5 rupees dosa. But still, what if you went to one self-service restaurant, what they do? They'll give you one 20 rupees ka small coupon saying, sir, go take dosa from here. So when 25 rupees is given your dosa, you don't know how much is the tax you have paid. So sometimes you are pinched, but you don't come to know. Can we go ahead, everyone? Right, everyone? Can we go ahead? Next. Sir, it is inflationary. What do you mean by inflationary? Because of indirect tax, the price of the commodities go up. Because more indirect tax, more will be the selling price and more it will be the buying price. Sir, if tax goes up, 100 rupees pay, 20 rupees tax, means the goods ka value increase to 120. Are you guys able to understand? So indirect tax always causes inflation. Can I go ahead? So it is inflationary. It says tax imposed on commodities causes an all-round spiral. In other words, indirect taxes directly affect the prices of commodities and service and leads to inflationary trends. Are we clear, everyone? Because the prices of goods and service will go up, inflation will be happening. Can I go ahead, everyone? Next, wider tax base. What do you mean by wider tax base? Baba, how many heads of income are there? Direct tax. Everyone. Why are people so serious? Baba, why are people so serious? Relax. Aram se enjoy. Aram se sit in the class. Don't sleep. Don't take so much aram that you slept off only. No. You have to listen, but relax and keep listening. Can we go ahead, everyone? Now, sir, wider tax base. When you talk about direct tax has only 5 heads of income. Indirect tax, all goods and service. Baba, most of the things you will see are goods and service. So many goods are there, so many services are there. Can you count? No. So Baba, so many goods and service, when indirect tax is there, don't you think the base is very wide? It means more collection happens through indirect tax than direct taxes. Can I go ahead, everyone? Sir, unlike direct tax, the indirect tax has a wide base. Majority of the products and services are subject to indirect tax with low threshold. Can I go ahead, everyone? Next. Sir, promote social welfare. How does it promote social welfare? You know what they are telling? When somebody is chewing tobacco, no, we will go ahead and charge more indirect tax. So tobacco ka price will go up and he will stop chewing tobacco. Is it? No. According to the government, what is happening over here? Because they will promote social welfare. How are indirect tax promoting social welfare? Baba, whenever tobacco, sin product, sin item pay, they are telling we will charge more tax. We will charge a what? More tax. Baba, if you charge more tax on sin item, tobacco will become expensive. Government is telling they will stop chewing tobacco or they will reduce chewing tobacco. Are we clear? That is how government promotes social welfare. Can I go ahead, everyone? So it says high tax are imposed on the consumption of harmful product, also known as sin item, such as alcoholic product, tobacco product, etc. This not only checks their consumption but also enables the state to collect substantial revenue. The main motto is substantial revenue. Now, the secondary motto which is there, it checks consumption. People will stop or people will reduce. Difficult, but according to the book, it says it should happen. Can I go ahead, everyone? Next. It is regressive in nature. What do you mean by regressive in nature? Same for every level of person. Indirect tax is same for all level of people. Can I go ahead, everyone? Let's go ahead, everyone. Now, what did I tell you till now? I went ahead and told you what is tax. I told you difference between direct tax and indirect tax. Features of indirect tax. Now, everyone here, I want to talk something. Now, we have learned about direct tax, indirect tax. What is direct tax? What is indirect tax? Now, let's go ahead and start with GST, Goods and Services Tax. Tax, you know what is this. Now, what is the first thing you will have to go ahead and learn when you learn indirect tax? Can you guys go ahead and tell me? When you learn indirect tax, what is the first thing you should know? You should know what is indirect tax. That is okay. GST. So what is G and what is S? Because you already know what is T. What is goods? What is services? So the first step to learn goods and services tax is to learn what is goods and what is service. So let's first go ahead and learn what is goods or service. Are we clear, everyone? When I say goods and services tax, it is goods and services tax. What is goods and service? The first thing you have to learn is what is goods and service. Can I go ahead, everyone? If you know what is goods, then the second thing you will have to see, Baba, tell me one thing. Just because I have this pen, can you go ahead and charge GST on me? You will charge. Charge, everyone. You can't charge unless I go ahead and sell it, unless I go ahead and transfer it. Baba, I know teaching, everyone. I know teaching, but I'm sleeping at home. Can you charge GST on me? Saying, sir, you are providing service. I have to go ahead and provide the service. So goods either has to be sold, either has to be transferred. Service has to be provided. It means provisioning of service has to be done. We don't call it provided. The good word is provision. Now listen, everyone over here. Goods, supposingly, I am a person who is going ahead and selling this. So it is goods or not? Yes. And I am selling it. It is sell. So when I am going ahead and selling it in GST, then don't call it sell. They don't call it transfer. They don't call it provisioning of service. They have gone ahead and put all this provisioning of service, selling of goods, transfer, all these they have put under one head and they have gone ahead and named it as supply. Are you guys able to understand? So when I am going ahead and selling this pen, what will you say? Goods and services are being supplied. Can I go ahead, everyone? Sir, goods is being supplied. I am providing you service. Will I say I am providing you service or I am supplying service? Supplying service. Can we go ahead, everyone? So whenever number one, goods and service are being, number two, you have to fall in the second step, supply. Because if there is no supply, there cannot be any GST. Everyone over here, they are telling whenever goods and services will be supplied, GST will be levied. Everyone, levied means imposed. Everyone over here, GST will be levied. What do you mean by levy, everyone? Imposed. There are two things. One is imposition, one is collection. One is imposition, one is collection. Government imposed on me. Everyone over here. There is one guy on the roadside. He is selling socks. What is he selling, everyone? Socks. You know, roadside kids will be there. They will be selling 10 rupees, 20 rupees ka socks. You are going, he told, sir, please take these socks. Okay, everyone. So, sir, he is selling socks. Socks is goods. First step crossed. Socks are being sold by him. Sold means sell is falling in the definition of supply. So second step also done. Government will go ahead and impose GST on the kid. For an example, I am the kid, goods are being sold by me, GST got imposed. GST got imposed. Now everyone listen. Whenever GST is imposed, I'll have to collect and pay to the government. Everyone, who is government, everyone? Government is my partner in crime. You do business in the country, government will be your partner. Ramesh, you are selling socks, no? 18% you have to collect and pay. How much? 18% you have to collect and pay. Now tell me one thing. I am selling socks. I am selling it. Yes or no? Means I am supplying it. GST got imposed. Anyone, any doubt till here? Now once GST got imposed, what will I do? I will go ahead and tell the government, okay sir, I will collect and pay. But you know what? I was selling socks on the roadside. Government told, small person, I don't want the partner. So government says it has to be collected and paid only by a person who is registered. So sir, imposition is one thing. Imposed on me. Imposed on the goods and services which are supplied by me. But I will collect and pay only when I am a registered person. So sir, whenever GST is levied, fourth step will come, collected and paid by a taxable registered person. By a registered person. Now you tell me one thing, that guy on the roadside who was selling socks sold, GST got imposed on him. Baba, GST will be imposed, but he will not collect and pay. In India, whenever any goods and services are being supplied, GST will be imposed on that goods and service, but that person will collect and pay to the government only when he is a registered person. Now you guys will have to tell me, I am teaching. Number one step, I am giving you a service. I am providing service. Providing means provisioning of service. Is it falling in supply? Yes. People, you will have to tell me yes or no. Yes, see, Baba, first day only, if you guys don't reply, how will I come to know you guys are able to gulp in or not? Can I go ahead, everyone? It should flow smoothly, no? Can I go ahead, everyone? Now, sir, whenever goods and services are being supplied, so I am teaching. Services are being provided. So services are being supplied. GST got imposed. As soon as I provided the service, on the service GST is there. What will I do? I will collect from you and pay to the partner. I will collect from you and pay to the partner, but only if I am a registered person. Sir, if I am not registered, out. I will be out of GST. Can I go ahead, everyone? I will not collect and pay when I am not a registered person. Are we clear? Can I go ahead? Now listen. I am a registered person. But you know what? Early morning what I do, you know? I sell milk. Sir, really? Yes, Baba. What is the problem? Now listen, everyone here. Sir, milk is goods. I sell milk. Correct? Now, GST got levied. On all goods and services in the country, GST is levied. I will have to collect and pay to the government GST on milk. But you know what? Government says, Ramesh, my job is to also take care of the people. So all the public necessity items like milk, curd, are we clear? Education, healthcare, all this pay government have told Ramesh, even if you are providing those service, don't collect and pay me. Don't collect and pay because all this milk, salt, grain, etc. If we charge tax, no, it will be expensive, difficult for the people to afford. Are we clear? So I will collect and pay to the government only if I am a taxable person. Listen, but if my service, even though I am a taxable person, morning ka service, what is milk? I go ahead and sell what? Milk. I will not collect and pay if I am falling in an exemption. My goods and service are being exempted. Then will I collect and pay? No. So morning when I am selling the goods, what happens? Because I am falling in an exemption, even though I am a taxable person. Sorry, I am using the word taxable person. It is registered person. Even though I am a registered person, I will not collect and pay on the milk. Can we go ahead, everyone? People, can we go ahead? Yes. After that, I come for class. Sir, service, supply, GST got levied. What will I do? I will collect GST from you and give it to the person, give it to the government on this service because I am a registered person. Can I go ahead, everyone? Sir, when are you a registered person? When are you not a registered person? You are a registered person when you cross a turnover of 20 lakh. Can I go ahead, everyone? You are a registered person when you cross a turnover of 20 lakh. Can I go ahead, everyone? Madam, this was your thought, no? Can we go ahead? Yes, everyone over here. Now, is it clear? Goods supplied, GST got levied. I have to collect and pay only when I am a registered person. But I will not collect and pay even though I am registered. I have crossed a turnover of 20 lakh. Big person, no. But still I will not collect and pay because what I am selling is a public necessity item, exempted goods. Are we clear? Now exemption may, when you will see, no, exemption are relating to goods also, exemption are relating to services also. Goods related exemption, they will not ask you in the exam. Services related exemption, they will ask you in the exam. Can I go ahead, everyone? Sir, whenever goods and service, I was teaching you guys, I am teaching you guys, service supplied, GST got levied. I will collect from you and pay to the government. But how will I calculate? How much do I have to how much do I have to collect and pay? How will I calculate, everyone? Can you tell me? Everyone over here. I will calculate, I will write GST is equal to value of supply into rate of tax. What is the value? I supposingly charged you 50,000. I charged you guys how much? 50,000, and the rate on coaching service is 18%. How much do I have to collect from you? 9,000. I have to collect 50,000 fees. 9,000 GST also and give it to the government. You know what? Government is a partner for all the businesses. Government tells, hey Ramesh, teaching business, I want 18%. Luxury car, I want 28%. Ramesh, you are selling milk, I don't want anything. Exempted. Ramesh, you are selling plastic bangle, government kept the rate at 0%. Government told don't collect anything. Plastic bangles are plastic bangle, sindoor, all these are what? Public necessity item. Government told don't collect. Can I go ahead, everyone? So what are we talking over here? Sir, we have to calculate GST. If GST got levied, I'll have to collect and pay. While collecting, I have to, how will I collect? How much should I collect? Value into rate of tax. Can I go ahead, everyone? So you will get 9,000 rupees. Now I will tell, sir, your name? Ramchandra. I will tell Ram, you have to pay me 50,000 plus 9,000 tax. What will you tell? 59,000. You will tell, sir, give invoice, then I will give. Correct or not? So I will tell him, okay, sir, now I will go ahead and give you a tax invoice. So the next chapter which we'll have is tax invoice. So what is the first thing we'll be learning, everyone? The first thing we'll be learning is what is goods and service. Second thing we'll be learning what is supply. Third thing we'll be learning about GST ka levy. Fourth thing, I will have to collect and pay. Only if I am a taxable person, so we'll be learning about a taxable person, means who is a person who has to take registration, who does not have to take registration. Baba, this I am giving you an overall picture. Can I go ahead, everyone? Generally, a person is required when he crosses 20 lakh. 40 lakh is also there, we'll talk later. Can I go ahead, everyone? Now, if I have to collect and pay, but I am falling in an exemption, then I don't have to collect and pay. Can I go ahead, everyone? But if I have to collect and pay, then I am selling this bottle. I have to collect and pay. What to do? If I am registered, I will collect and pay. How will I calculate? GST is equal to whatever is the value. 50,000 I am selling into the rate of tax. Rate 18% government have told. So, sir, 50,000 pay 18%, 9,000. I'll have to collect from you 50,000 my fees plus 9,000 and give it to the partner. Baba, just think, government is my partner. Can we go ahead, everyone? Next. Now, what will I do? How will I collect? You will tell, sir, give me an invoice. So, I'll have to collect by issuing a tax invoice. Can we go ahead, everyone? Now, once I go ahead and issue a tax invoice, I have sold you the goods. I will send you the goods. When the goods are going on the way, on the way, department ka person will be standing with a stick. He will tell you, Ramesh, you are taking the goods and going. You should have one document which is known as a e-way bill. What is an e-way bill, everyone? Whenever your goods are going on the way, it has to be along with a document. It has to be with a document which is known as electronic way bill. A bill means a document which you require on the way, which you have to go ahead and generate online. I will teach you how to generate all those things. But whenever your goods are going on the way, officer will be standing and he'll ask you document. Which document? Invoice plus one e-way bill. Invoice plus e-way bill. What is a e-way bill? Bill which is required on the way, which you generate electronically. Can we go ahead, everyone? Now, sir, once I go ahead and raise the tax invoice and send the goods to the other person with a e-way bill, government will tell Ramesh, listen, you sold the goods, correct? GST got imposed. You collected also, right? Now, Ramesh, you have sent him the good, you have issued the tax invoice also. You have sent him the goods also. What are you waiting for? Pay my amount. Yes or no? So my bad time has come. My time has come. Bad. I have to pay the amount to the government. When do you pay? When your time has come bad. And that time ka name is time of supply. Time of supply. That is known as time of supply. What is time of supply, everyone? Time of supply is that time when your time has come bad, means your liability to pay the government has come. That 9,000 you had collected, no. You have to pay, no. So when will you pay? At the time of supply. Sir, how will we calculate time of supply? Baba, I'll teach you. But time of supply is that time. Will you pay when you raise invoice? Will you pay if you receive advance? Will you pay when he goes ahead and makes payment? That is told here. When will you have to pay? Will you pay now or will you pay at the year end? Will you pay at the month end, quarter end? When? That when is being answered by liability to pay, which is basically the time of supply. Time of supply is that time when your liability to pay GST to the government has come. Can we go ahead, everyone? Sir, once my liability comes, what is my liability? How much? I will have to go ahead and do some jugaad. From somewhere I have to arrange. You came in a cab. Ramchandar came in a cab. The cab wala told Ramchandar, 9,000 you have to pay. For the example, everyone, 90 rupees he has to pay. What will Ramchandra do? First he will see, do I have some Paytm credit? Yes or no? Do I have some Uber credit? Do I have some Ola credit? He will go ahead and use all of them. He will first use all of them and then he will go ahead and make the payment in cash. Yes or no? In GST also, we have one place which is known as input tax credit. Or whatever you buy, everyone here, I am government ka partner, no? So government says, Ramesh, because you are going to collect GST, whenever you buy anything, no? Supposingly, for using in my business, I bought a laptop. I bought this laptop. On the laptop, if I paid any tax, I will be given the credit. On the laptop, if I paid any tax, for an example, I bought this bottle to sell the bottle. It has become transparent. Okay, because backside is green. Sir, I bought a bottle to sell the bottle. Now, I paid 10 rupees tax. Government will tell, Ramesh, when you sell the bottle, you will collect 12 rupees, no? When I bought, I gave 10 rupees. That 10 rupees went to the government already. So government is telling, Ramesh, when you sell for 12, no, don't pay, then don't pay 12 rupees. Deduct your 10 rupees and pay me only 2. So sir, whenever you buy something, no, whenever you buy something, you will get whatever you buy that is known as your input. Input means whatever you are buying basically for using in your business, of that whatever tax you pay, tax means GST, you will get the credit. This is known as input tax credit. Supposingly, when I sold and I collected 9,000, I already had a credit of 5,000. How much credit I had? How much do I have to pay now? Sir, remaining amount, I'll have to go ahead and make the payment. How much do I have to do? Now, tell me one thing. You have to tell the government, no? Government, this month, I did this much ka sale and this much GST was payable. This much is the input I used. This is the remaining amount I am going ahead and paying you. Okay, everyone over here, how will you tell the government? By filing a return. You have to inform the government, no? How will you inform? You will call government. Baba, crores of businessmen in the country, every day they will call, sir, today sale is this much. Or every month, sir, this month ka sale, government will say, relax. Please go ahead and give me all those details by a return. When you reach till returns, your GST gets over. If you are not able to file your return yourself, you can take the help of someone who is known as a GST practitioner. That's it. Till here we have to go ahead and learn under GST. Can I go ahead, everyone? So what are the various things which we will be learning? Sir, first of all, we will be learning what is goods and service. Whenever goods and service are being supplied, sold, provided, it is known as supplied. What will be imposed? On the goods and service, imposed will be GST. Now on my goods, GST is imposed. On my service, GST is imposed. I will collect and pay only when I am a registered person. Fourth one says collected and paid by a registered person. Can I go ahead, everyone? But I will not collect and pay if government has gone ahead and given me a exemption. So we'll be learning about what are the things which are exempted. For an example, you know what? Morning I am a doctor, afternoon I am a teacher. Government have told healthcare services pay don't collect. Even though I am registered, I am cross 20 lakh turnover. Even though I am registered, morning when I am a doctor giving injection, Baba, I will not collect any tax. But when I am teaching you guys, I am a registered person. Baba, healthcare was exempted. Teaching is not exempt. So I will have to collect and pay on the teaching service. Sir, if I am not registered, then Baba, on healthcare also you will not pay. On teaching also you will not pay. Because you are a small person. Government is supporting the small traders, small service provider. Who is a small trader, small service provider? Whose turnover is less than 20 lakh, or turnover is up to 20 lakh. Only when I cross 20 lakh, government is telling you are a big person, collect and pay. While collecting, I'll have to calculate. GST is equal to value, whatever is the value of my supply on into rate of tax. Who will tell me how much to collect? Partner only. Can I go ahead? That much I'll have to collect and pay. Can I go ahead, everyone? Now, sir, when I tell you, Ram, please give the money, what will you tell me? Sir, give me the invoice. I will go ahead and issue you the invoice. So government will tell you, Ramesh, when should you issue the invoice? When you are selling immediately after 1 month or at the year end. When? That is told in the chapter of tax invoice. Can I go ahead, everyone? Then, once I go ahead and issue the tax invoice, my liability will come. Means I have to pay the GST to the government. How will I pay? I will first use my input tax credit, then I will go ahead and make the payment, and then I will file my return. I hope people got it. This is the flow of GST, how we are going to learn goods and services tax. Can we go ahead, everyone? Everyone over here, listen. If you see over here, the whole flow I have gone ahead and drawn already. Right, everyone? Please come back to your textbook now. Everyone in your textbook. Everyone over here now. What is it? What is GST? Everyone, what is GST? GST means any tax on supply of goods, services, or both. What do you mean by supply? I told you, sell, transfer, provisioning of service, all have been put under one head. The name of the head is supply. So, sir, whenever, see here, everyone, goods or service or both. What do you mean by both? What I am giving you guys is goods and service both. Books are also there, goods. Service is also there. So, both means combination. Can I go ahead, everyone? So, whenever goods and services are being supplied, what will be levied, everyone? Any tax. And what is this tax ka name? GST. GST is a tax on supply of goods, services, or both. Have I already told you this in the flow? See, GST, whenever goods and service are being supplied, GST will be levied. Can I go ahead, everyone? Next. Everyone over here, can you guys see the next line? Except tax on supply of alcoholic liquor for human consumption. Everyone, any goods, services, or both, whenever it is supplied, what will be levied? GST. Any. You know what happened? States, all the states went ahead and told the government, you are telling any goods and service, what will you levy? GST. But government, on our alcohol, you know alcohol, everyone, bottle, they told alcohol pay, we will not go ahead and allow you to charge tax, we will only go ahead and collect state excise duty. On alcohol, now also state excise duty is there. What is state excise duty? The state government, whenever alcohol is manufactured, state government will go ahead and collect the money. Everyone over here now. So state governments told, government, recession, depression, you talk about happiness, you talk when people are sad, they will drink. So government told, these people told all the state, we can leave everything but not alcohol. Are we clear, everyone? Whatever happens to the state, all the goods you take, but alcohol will not leave because it is a major source of revenue for a state. Are we clear, everyone? So, sir, all the states went ahead and told government, you know what is article number 366, everyone? Article number 366 or article number 366 means paragraph number 366 of the Constitution of India. Article 366 of the Constitution of India. Constitution of India is the Mother Act. If Constitution gives the power, no, only then you can make Income Tax Act. Constitution gives the power? No. Only then you can make GST ka act. Can I go ahead, everyone? Now, so sir, article number 366 mein states told government, you write the definition. You write in front of us. Goods, any goods, services or both, you will charge GST except alcoholic liquor for human consumption. Only then we will agree that GST can come in. Otherwise, today we'll say, no, I will not charge, I will not charge. Tomorrow you will start charging, then what to do? So they told, right in the Mother Act, article number 366, GST means any tax on supply of what? Goods, services or both except alcoholic liquor for human consumption. Can I go ahead, everyone? Next. So sir, goods means any tax on supply of goods, services or both except alcoholic liquor for human consumption. Can I go ahead, everyone? This is what I have told you just now. Same thing has been written. Everyone over here. Why was GST introduced? Why was GST introduced? Or what was the deficiency? Everyone, what was the deficiency in the earlier tax regime? Everyone over here. Next, listen. Cascading effect. They are telling, what was the problem in earlier VAT system? What was the problem in the earlier tax system that we had to get in GST? Are we clear? So it says over here, cascading effect. Cascading effect means tax on tax. Everyone, let's understand. Can you guys see this chart over here? Everyone over here. What happens whenever manufacturer will sell goods first? Then wholesaler will sell to retailer will sell to the ultimate bakra, consumer. Can we go ahead, everyone? The ultimate scapegoat is the consumer, because he is consuming, he will have to bear the tax. Anyone, any doubt? Can we go ahead? So sir, listen. When he sold the goods to him, earlier, we are talking about earlier tax system ka problem. Earlier, manufacturer used to be registered under excise, yes or no? So manufacturer used to be registered under excise. So sir, whenever cost is supposedly 80 rupees, profit is 20, he is selling at how much? 100. Whenever manufacturer will manufacture, he will go ahead and charge, he will have to pay to the government what? Excise duty. Sir, supposingly excise duty is 10% for an example. So how much is the total? 110. Then we had VAT. How much is VAT? What is VAT? VAT is charged whenever you sell the goods within the state. Sir, this was for manufacturing. The crime of manufacturing you did. The crime of selling you did. So for manufacturing, excise duty was charged. For selling, VAT. And how much is VAT? 11. And we sold at 121. Anyone, any doubt? People, can we go ahead? Can we go ahead? So sir, first of all, what happened over here? Cost plus profit. How much? 100. Excise duty. Why is excise duty? Manufacturing ka crime. And then whenever you sell, VAT. Can I go ahead, everyone? Total came how much? 121. You know what happened? Now this wholesaler, everyone here, wholesaler started crying. He started crying, government, I am your partner. No. Baba, when you are selling, you are a partner of the government. You will tell government, why did you charge tax from me? So government will say, okay, listen. Whatever people here. Everyone here now. So sir, he will tell government, I paid excise duty. How much? 10 rupees. I paid VAT. How much? 11. You know what, government? This excise duty was charged. See, cost plus profit pe VAT was there. Sir, 100 rupees pe 10% means it should have been 10 rupees only, no? But on the excise duty also, VAT. Tell me one thing. Excise duty is on goods, or sir, VAT is on goods, or VAT is on excise duty? Government should charge tax on goods, or government should charge tax on tax? Goods. But what government did over here? Government charged VAT. VAT on what? Cost also, on excise duty also. And can you see over here, if it was only on 100, it should have been 10 rupees, but it is how much? 11. So it is tax on tax, and that was an ill effect of the earlier tax system. Baba, tax on tax is very harmful for the economy. Only on goods and services. Everyone, goods and services, tax should be charged. Tax on tax should not happen, and that was the problem with the earlier tax system. Can we go ahead, everyone? Everyone over here. So it says it means a tax that is levied on a goods at each stage of production up to the point it is sold to the final consumer. Everyone here, can you guys see? It is also known as tax on tax. Everyone here, cascading effect is one of the vital ill effects of indirect tax. Sir, it means a tax that is levied on goods at each stage of production process up to the point of being sold to the final consumer. But when you are doing this, no, there is some element of tax on tax also happens. Cascading is also known as tax on tax. Can we go ahead, everyone? Cascading effect is also known as tax on tax. Next, non-integration of VAT and service tax causes double taxation. Everyone listen. I am going ahead and providing service. Everyone, I am providing service. I have service tax to be paid. I bought some goods. For that goods, I paid VAT. I have VAT ka input. VAT ka input, you cannot go ahead and set off against service tax. Are you guys able to understand? So this was causing double taxation. Now, I will tell you one thing. When you used to go in a hotel mein food is also there. On food, VAT. Hotel mein they are giving you service also, service tax. So two taxes were charged on one thing. Restaurant service, what is charged? What is charged? VAT was also charged, service tax was also charged. So what they are telling is, restaurant were liable to pay VAT on sale of goods, which is food, and service tax on supply of services. There is no set off available. It means VAT was not allowed as input tax credit against service tax or vice versa. You know what happens? Listen, I am a restaurant. I'll buy lot of raw material. We will make food. We will sell food. On sale, we will collect VAT also, we will collect service tax. This input which I have, no, I can't use it only to pay my service tax. With VAT, I can pay VAT only. Service tax, I had to pay out of my directly pocket. So this was also a ill effect of the earlier tax system. Sir, VAT was not payable by service tax, or service tax was not payable by VAT. If you have VAT ka credit, what do you mean by credit, everyone? Sir, what do you mean by credit? Sir, whenever you buy something, government says, I will give you the credit of the tax which you have paid. Whatever tax you have paid, government says, I will give you the credit. That is known as what? Credit. And this credit, where will I get, sir? Like how you have Paytm credit, no? Like that government makes one e-credit ledger online for you. That ledger mein your credit will be there. Can I go ahead, everyone? Now, if I buy something and I have paid tax, government will give me the credit. I have sold something and I have collected tax. This credit I can use to pay this tax. Can I go ahead, everyone? Earlier what was happening, if I have service tax payable, I can't use my VAT. If I have VAT payable, I can't use my service tax. But now what will happen? I have GST payable, I have GST ka input. Because VAT is also gone, service tax is also gone. Can we go ahead, everyone? Next. Listen to me very carefully. Everyone over here. Everyone over here. Yes, sir. Yes. I will come to surcharge and cess. The old surcharges and cess which were there are anyways gone now. Old surcharge and cess which were there, Krishi Kalyan cess, Swachh Bharat cess, all are gone. Now what has come? GST. Can we go ahead, everyone? Everyone over here. Listen, everyone here now. It is telling this guy went ahead and sold him what? This manufacturer sold him the goods. Now manufacturer charged him excise duty and VAT. Anyone, any doubt? This manufacturer who is there, no? This wholesaler, he is not registered under excise. Why will he take registered under excise? Only for manufacturing. He is not manufacturing, so he is not registered under excise. Everyone here. But he is registered under VAT. So VAT ka credit he will get, but excise duty, he will not get the credit. Can I go ahead, everyone? You know what? Tell me one thing. I bought one item. He bought one item. He paid how much? 121. I bought something from Paytm for 121. Paytm gave me 11 rupees credit. Can you tell me what is my cost? 110. It means whenever tax ka credit is not given, the cost will go up. Yes or no? Sir, when I did not get the credit, it means my cost is how much? 110. Did you guys understand this? Sir, what is his cost? His cost is 110. Tell me one thing. In his cost, don't you think 100 rupees plus 10 rupees excise duty is there? Yes or no? Now, this wholesaler sold the goods to whom? Retailer. So 110 mein, he will add what? Profit. Selling price is 121. Everyone, don't forget the fact that this includes 10 rupees ka excise. See, again VAT came on the selling price, and selling price mein there is profit and cost mein there is excise. So again tax on tax happened. Are we clear? So whenever manufacturer used to charge excise duty ka credit who never used to get? This retailer, wholesaler, they used to never get the credit. When I will not get the credit, it will form a part of my cost. Again, tax on tax will happen. Can we go ahead, everyone? See over here, no SENVAT credit. SENVAT credit means this excise duty ka credit. SENVAT means central VAT. Excise duty, the other name is what? SENVAT. Everyone over here. So excise duty ka credit will not get after manufacturing stage to a dealer. When he will not get the credit, it will form a part of his cost and it will again be tax on tax. Let's read. In the earlier regime, a manufacturer of dutiable goods charged excise duty and VAT. Baba, he charged what? Excise duty and VAT on intrastate sale or CST. Baba, I'll talk about CST later. On interstate sale, VAT or CST is levied inclusive of excise duty. Everyone over here, this VAT was also levied inclusive of excise duty, and later when I went ahead and sold, I was levying the VAT also inclusive of excise duty. Are we clear, everyone? Did you guys get it? Can we move ahead? Next. Earlier, there were many taxes which were there. Luxury tax charged by hotel, multiplex, theaters, etc. used to charge entertainment tax. Baba, in VAT, no, they had not gone ahead and subsumed. Subsumed means all the taxes you subsume into one. All the tax you delete, put it in one bag and make the name as VAT. But that never happened. VAT was also there. Luxury tax was also there. Entertainment tax was also there. So Baba, government told earlier there were a lot of taxes. With the coming of GST, VAT gone. Entertainment tax gone. Luxury tax gone. Are you guys able to understand? Can we go ahead? So it says several taxes were not subsumed into VAT. Are we clear? Hence what was happening? There used to be time when a single transaction, multiple taxes in multiple forms were required. But now There is only one GST. Earlier, VAT was there, luxury tax was there, entertainment tax was there. Baba, when you go to a hotel, they can go ahead and charge you luxury tax. When you went to movie theaters, they used to charge entertainment tax. Several taxes. Now what is there? GST. Can I go ahead? So this was a problem in the old tax system. Baba, several taxes means several payment, several taxes means several returns, several headache. Are we clear, everyone? Next, sir, CST was another distortion in terms of cascading. What do you mean by cascading effect? Tax on tax. Everyone, I'll explain one single thing. Listen. This is Ramchandar. Okay. Madam, your name? Tanisha. This is Tanisha. Where is Tanisha, in which state? Tanisha is supposedly in Tamil Nadu. Ramchandar is where? Karnataka. Earlier what used to happen, no? If supposedly Tanisha from Tamil Nadu sold him goods worth rupees 10,000, Tanisha used to go ahead and charge central sales tax. Sir, whenever it used to be intra-state sale within the state, what used to be charged? Intra mein VAT, inter mein CST. Whenever one state to another state sales used to happen, what was charged? CST. Everyone here, how much? 2%. Can you tell me how much is 2%? 200. So, 1 minute. Yes. Now, how much is the total? 10,200. Can I go ahead, everyone? Now, people listen. Tanisha used to collect from him how much? 10,200. Now, this 200 which is CST, Tanisha, where are you registered? You are registered in Tamil Nadu. And you will give 200 to whom? Tamil Nadu government. Correct? Tamil Nadu government got 200. They are happy. But when Ramchandar came to Karnataka, he will tell, sir, I paid tax. Give me credit. Because when in business, whenever you buy something, you will always get the credit, which you can use against your output tax. But you know what happened? When Ramchandar came to Karnataka, he only cried. Why? Because government told, when you have given the tax to Tanisha, she gave it to Tamil Nadu government. Why are you coming and asking Karnataka government? Listen. Hence, Ramchandar, 200 rupees ka credit will you get, Ramchandar? Can you tell me, Ramchandar, what is your cost now? 10,200. Ramchandar ka cost is 10,200, which is 10,200. For an example, he made a profit. How much? 1,000 rupees. He sold at 11,200 rupees. He will charge VAT. Baba, this profit ka sign I am just giving. He will charge what? Ramchandar sold those goods within the state. He will charge VAT. Supposingly 10%. Tell me one thing, when he is charging the VAT, don't you think he is charging it on CST also? Yes or no? Because this 10,200 includes CST, then profit was added. So don't you think on this 10,200 also VAT is there, on this also VAT is there, and this 200 is CST. Again, tax on tax happened. Are you guys able to understand? So that is what is being told. CST was another source of distortion. It was another source of distortion in terms of cascading, because it was causing cascading effect. I hope people got it. Can we go ahead?
Yes, sir.
Sure, everyone? Right. Now, sir, can you come to the chart book, everyone? Whatever I have taught you till now, let's close, summarize till here. Quick, 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 everyone. Everyone, what is GST? GST means any, you have to write any. Any tax on supply of what? Goods, services or both, except alcoholic liquor for human AL for HC means what? Alcoholic liquor for human consumption. Can we go ahead, everyone? Next. Sir, what do you mean by tax? It's a compulsory payment under an act to whom? Government. Why? To provide public service like healthcare, infrastructure, education, etc. Can we go ahead, everyone? Next. Sir, then we have direct tax, indirect tax. Do you guys know the difference? Direct tax is on taxpayer, indirect tax is on goods and service. Direct tax burden is on the person on whom it is imposed. Indirect tax burden is shifted. Direct tax, income tax, indirect tax, GST and customs. Customs here final. Direct tax, progressive. Indirect tax, regressive. In the exam, if they ask you, write the features of indirect tax. These are the features also. The indirect tax is imposed on goods and service. Indirect tax is what? Burden is shifted. Sir, indirect tax is GST and custom. Indirect tax is progressive. Can you write it? Regressive in nature. I was checking whether all of you are awake. Can we go ahead, everyone? Regressive in nature. Now, the next one. Sir, what are the deficiencies in existing system? Tax on tax. When manufacturer sold to the trader, he was not getting what? Excise duty ka credit and again cascading effect. So no SENVAT credit to trader or dealer. Can I go ahead, everyone? Next. Sir, double taxation due to non-integration of VAT and service tax. Sir, several taxes were not subsumed only like luxury tax, entertainment tax, etc. Can I go ahead, everyone? Then, sir, what are the features of GST? Everyone, now. Everyone, now, various features we have understood, no? I want to go ahead and show you one chart. Everyone here. What did we do till here? We have just gone ahead and read the summary and now we will go ahead and understand this small chart. People watching, let's go ahead. Everyone here. Sir, one manufacturer sells the goods to the wholesaler. People, very important. I am teaching you the VAT model. And VAT model has been adopted in GST also. How credit you get, how output tax, what, etc. Everyone here. Sir, manufacturer sells to wholesaler, wholesaler sells to retailer, retailer sells to consumer. Everyone over here. Now, sir, when manufacturer sold to the wholesaler, for an example, his cost was 80 rupees. He will make a profit 20 rupees. How much is the selling price? 100 rupees. What will he do? GST he will charge. Baba, we have left all those things now. GST is gone, excise is gone. Now, sorry, excise is gone, VAT is gone. Now we are in GST regime. Sir, GST is 10%. How much will you charge? 10 rupees. And you will go ahead and collect 110 from him. This will be the invoice. This is selling price. This is GST. This is the invoice value. Anyone, any doubt? Can I go ahead? This guy, wholesaler, will pay how much? 100 rupees for the goods, 10 rupees for the tax. Anyone, any doubt till here? Now, everyone over here. You know what will manufacturer do? He will keep 100 rupees in his pocket. But can he keep the 10 rupees also in his pocket? Why? You have to collect and pay. So he will go ahead and pay it to the government. So first stage, government got how much? Anyone, any doubt till here? Government says this is known as first stage collection. But government is saying I will not take in first stage. Every stage pay, I want tax. Every stage pay, I want tax. Can I go ahead, everyone? Listen to me very carefully now. Sir, wholesaler went ahead and sold to the retailer. He sold to the retailer. Cost is how much? Baba, wholesaler will get input You know what wholesaler did? Wholesaler told government. These guys say, you have gone ahead and taken my 10 rupees. Government will tell, don't worry. I will give you the credit. Whatever tax you have paid, no, take the credit. Because I am government ka partner, government will give me the credit. So whatever inputs pay, tax is paid, I will get the credit. This is known as input tax credit. Can I go ahead, everyone? Input tax. Yes. He went ahead and sold it over here. When this guy went ahead and sold the goods, manufacturer sold the goods, cost was how much? 80. Profit he made? 20. Selling price how much? 100. Because you are selling, you will collect GST. For an example, GST is how much? 10%. So total will be how much? 110. Can we go ahead, everyone? Now this guy went ahead and paid him how much? 100 rupees for the goods, 10 rupees for the tax. Can the manufacturer keep the 10 rupees? What will he do? He has to pay to the government. Now this wholesaler is a registered person. Think he is a registered person. What will he tell government? Government, I am your partner. Why did you take tax from me? So government will tell, don't worry, you take the credit. Paytm, you pay by mistake. What do? They give you back by cash or credit. So that's the same way government will give. Input means whatever you buy, on that whatever tax you pay, you will get the credit. Can I go ahead, everyone? People, credit will be how much? 10 rupees. When you got the credit of 10 rupees, can you tell me what is your purchase price? Cost is 100. You will also make some profit or not? You made profit 20 rupees. 120 is your selling price. Whenever you sell, what will you collect? GST. GST, how much? 10%. Can we go ahead, everyone? So 10% means how much? 12 rupees. So sir, total how much will I charge? 132. Retailer will pay me how much? 120 for the goods. GST. Anyone, any doubt? I will now tell. I am who? Wholesaler. Ha ha. Government, see. 12 rupees I have collected on your behalf. Paytm credit is there. Just like Paytm credit. How much credit you have? Government, I will use this 10 and I will pay you only 2 rupees. So you will say, sir, on my sales means your output. On my output, the tax ka liability is how much? 12. I am liable to pay you how much? My input tax credit is 10. Yes or no? So you will pay the government only 2. This is the VAT ka model. Whatever you pay on your purchases, you take the credit. Whenever you sell, sir, against the output tax liability, you can go ahead and use this credit. Remaining, how much will you pay to the government? Second stage mein, you will pay to the government 2 rupees. Anyone, any doubt till here? Can we move ahead? You know now what will happen. This person over here, he will start crying. What will he tell the government? Government, I am a registered person. Why did you take 12 rupees from me? What will the government say? Whatever input means purchases. On that whatever tax, you can take the credit. How much is the tax pay credit? You have paid 12. Can I go ahead, everyone? When 12 rupees ka you are getting the credit, can you tell me what is your cost? Anyone, any doubt till here? Can I move ahead? This guy went ahead and sold the goods to him. His cost is how much? 120. Retailers make more profit. He made 30. 150. Selling price? 150. Ultimate bakra. Correct or not? Everyone over here now. Sir, he will charge GST also. How much is the GST? 10%. Can you tell me? 15 and 165. Baba Bakra paid. Bakra means the ultimate consumer. Everything told in class is only for classroom purpose. Outside consumers are all good people only. I am also a consumer only. No. Can we go ahead, everyone? Now, consumer paid 150 rupees, 60 and 15 rupees ka GST. Anyone, any doubt? Now, retailer will start laughing. Ha ha ha, government. See, I collected 15 rupees. You have to pay me 12 rupees. 15 minus 12 I will do. Output tax liability on my sales. The tax ka liability is how much? 15. My input tax credit 12 rupees and you will pay to the government. Government got 3 rupees at the third stage. Are we clear? Tell me one thing. Is this guy happy? Yes. Why? Because he is telling, sir, 12 I had collected. My 10 rupees I put it back in my pocket and I paid you 2 rupees. In this stage, is he happy? He will tell, sir, I collected 15. I took out my 12 and put it in my pocket. I paid you only 3. So, Baba, wholesaler, retailer, is it happy or not? So, only the consumer will be sad. Can I go ahead? So, sir, can you tell me how much the consumer paid? Can you tell how much the government got? Ultimately, government made everything to be borne by whom? Consumer. For the time being, you paid, but you took the credit. When you made the sale, you set off the amount. Set off means you put that sale, say 10 rupees in your pocket. Only 2 you pay. Can we go ahead, everyone? Anyone, any doubt till here? Yes, sir. Yes.
So in the first thing, manufacturer
Huh.
imposes a tax of 10 rupees and wholesaler.
Yes.
The wholesaler gets the input of 10 rupees.
Wholesaler gets the input of 10 rupees. Yes.
Yeah, but that's not. But for the first stage, you're saying 10 rupees.
Huh. So he got 10 rupees only, no?
You only get input there.
Who?
Wholesaler.
Huh. To retailer, what he paid, he got the credit, no?
Sorry, so wholesaler gets input, right?
Huh. He got no 10 rupees. He paid 10 rupees.
It's nullified.
Huh. So ultimately, who has borne the tax ka burden? Consumer. That is what nullification is, no? That is what VAT is, no? You understood correct only. What government did? 12 rupees you corrected. 10 rupees you deducted out of it, which you had paid. 2 rupees you paid. Can I go ahead, everyone? Did you guys get it till here? First, copy it down quickly. People, copy it down. People watching, pause and copy it down. Quick, people, quick. Copy it down. Yes, sir. Done. Done, everyone? No, sir. Okay, copy. Can we do one more, everyone? Quickly, everyone. Is it done?
Yes, sir.
Let's go ahead and do one more. Everyone here. Done? No copying? No, yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Everyone here now. He sold the goods to him. He will sell to him. And he will sell to the ultimate consumer. Now, I will tell the cost over here is 100 rupees. Everyone, cost is 100. He makes profit 50. He makes a profit of 60. He makes a profit of 80. Are we clear, everyone? The GST is supposedly 10%. Can you guys go ahead and tell me how much the ultimate consumer is paying and how much government is getting? You calculate. I will do one more time. Don't worry. First try. You will do wrong, no problem, but at least try. Cost is 100 rupees. This guy is going to make a profit of 20 for an example. This guy is going to make a profit of 40. This guy is going to make a profit of, for example, 60. How much? 20 rupees profit, 40 rupees profit, 60 rupees profit. The GST rate is how much on the goods? 10%. Try. Doing mistake, you will go ahead and learn, no? Sir, I don't want to make my notebook dirty first day only. And no problem, Baba, you have to do mistakes, only then you will learn. Do it, everyone. Don't worry, I will do again. ₹22. How many of you got 22? Good boy, good girl. No problem. Others are still trying. Very good. You know what is it? For my business, whatever I will spend, whatever tax I will pay, I will get credit. Whatever I will collect from customer, I will deduct against that. Remaining only I should pay to government. You think as a businessman. Can we go ahead, everyone? Can we do it once again? Everyone over here. Cost is 100. Profit. People, I want full participation. 120 is the selling price. GST 10%. How much? 12. 132. Can you tell me how much he will pay? 120 for the goods. 12 rupees for GST. This guy will pay GST to the government. How much? Anyone, any doubt? Next, he sold to wholesaler. Wholesaler will say, government, whatever I buy, on that whatever tax I pay, I want the credit. How much? 12 rupees. Anyone, any doubt till here? Sir, now his cost is how much? 120. His profit is how much? Everyone over here. See, how much is the profit? 40. How much total? Anyone, any doubt till here? GST. How much is 10%? 1. This guy will pay how much? 160 plus 16. Can you tell me? He will do a calculation now. How much? Output tax liability. On my sales, my liability is how much? My input tax credit. How much is the credit? 12. How much will I pay to government? 4. Sir, government got again GST of 4 rupees. Can I go ahead, everyone? I will tell one thing. For an example, now retailer took the goods. Retailer took the goods and his son ate the biscuit. Retailer became consumer. Will he get any credit? Will government get any tax? Nothing more now. Because he became the consumer. There is no further sale, government also no further income. You will make further sale, government will also get income. Are you guys able to understand? Can I go ahead? For an example, this guy sold biscuit to him, he sold biscuit to him. When retailer bought it, retailer's son came to the shop and ate it off. Retailer became consumer. Will retailer get any input tax credit? Do you guys get credit when you buy something? Do you guys get credit? You went to one shop, bought a watch. He charged you GST. Do you get credit? Consumers don't get anything. Can I go ahead? I am a registered person. I bought iPad for my mobile, iPad for my business. I paid tax. Will I get credit? Yes. To teach you guys, I've charged you GST also. I will have output tax. Mobile ka GST or iPad pe whatever GST paid. Whatever I have collected GST from you, I will deduct and only remaining I will pay to government. Do you understand the concept of input and output tax? Can I go ahead? Now, sir, supposingly he did not become the bakra. He went ahead and further sold. Can you tell me what is the cost? This though he will get input tax credit. Anyone, any doubt? 16 rupees he will get input tax credit. Can you tell me what is the selling price over here? Cost? Can you tell me profit? How much? 60. Can you tell me selling price? Selling price pe how much GST will come? 10% will be. Can you tell me 242? Bakra will ultimately pay 220 and 22 rupees towards. What will the retailer do the calculation now? Sir, my output tax liability is 22. My input pay tax ka credit is 16. Baba, see here. Output pay I have collected 22. Input is 16. How much will you pay? Sir, 6 rupees you will have to pay at the third stage. Can you tell me how much government got? 22. Can you tell me how much the consumer paid? Simple, no? See over here. Wholesaler, what he did? He collected 16. 12 rupees he put in his pocket, whatever input was there. Remaining 4 rupees he paid. Retailer, what he did? Collected 22. 16 which he has already paid, no? Put in his pocket. Remaining he paid to the government 6. So, Baba, in a VAT model, all these people will be happy. Who will ultimately bear the tax? Consumer. I hope people are clear. Shall we do one more example or you guys are clear? Everyone got it? Write one note. See, GST VAT model has been adopted in GST. VAT model has been adopted in GST. Full stop. What is VAT? VAT is you can write next paragraph. VAT is a system. VAT is a system where taxes paid at the earlier stage. Taxes paid at the earlier stage is allowed as a credit. Is allowed as a credit to a registered person. To a registered person, which he uses to pay his output tax liability, which he uses to pay his output tax liability. What is VAT model, everyone? Whatever tax I have paid, I will get the credit. Whatever tax I have collected, I will go ahead and set off this against this, and remaining I will pay to the government. This is the GST ka model. You know what every businessman does? He will buy things for you. He will take credit. When he sells you, he will collect. Whatever he has paid tax, no, he will set off. Remaining he will pay to the government, because he will tell government we are partners. What I have already paid, why should I pay? Can we go ahead, everyone? I hope everyone got it. Let's take a break. Once we resume from the break, we'll go ahead and continue.